UFC 314 going down in Miami on Saturday, and I'm here with the final picks and final bets, my favorite plays for each fight on this episode. And today I am joined by the man behind the camera, the voice behind the camera. You know, if you have been here for some of the bigger breakdowns that we have done for pay-per-views, you know the voice. Go ahead and introduce yourself, my guy.
Man, it's Drew Era. It is good to be back.
It's been a while.
Good to be back and talking some UFC, man. It's been a while. I've missed the last few, man. So we had to squeeze this one in, man. I'm glad we're gonna do it. I'm glad we're gonna do it.
This almost didn't happen, guys. So
Right?
I'm just happy. I did release the breakdown for this card yesterday or a few days ago, so that is up. But we are going to go through these fights again, give the final picks, and then give my favorite plays for these picks. I'm very optimistic for a very, very exciting night of fights. I think there's going to be a lot of finishes on Saturday. I think the UFC did a great job with matchups and potential violence on this card.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really optimistic for some violence, but let's just get into this card. Again, if you are new here, we do like to get into some depth and some talk when we head toward the main card. That's just the way we like to do it. But it's some good talk though, man. But let's get into breaking down this UFC 314 card. We'll start from the bottom and then work our way to the top. But first fight we have Nora Kanoll, Haley Cowan. I see money coming in on Haley Cowan, which I do not understand. She has been a very inactive. I guess she's a very athletic female fighter, but I'm not high. And I her last loss to Jamie Lynn Horth does not sit well with me because I'm not a fan of Horth and her style. I think Cornell for women's bantamweight, I think she's a bright spot in this division. There's not a whole lot going on outside of the big names, but I think Nora Cornell is a exciting prospect at 35 years old. But I think she's violent, man. She likes to take these women's heads off, and I have her with the finish here. I think this doesn't go to the scorecards. I think Haley Cowan is dealing with a lot of stuff outside of the octagon. That's why she has been inactive for these last 2 years. So I think there's just a lot of stuff going on. I can see Haley Cowan retiring after this fight just because there's a lot going on in her personal life. But I think Nora Kanoll, she is growing. She's still learning, growing at 35 years old. I like the striking. I think she has a bit more thud in her punches. I think she can get a stop here over Haley Cowan. And I think either Haley Cowan by TKO or Nora Kanoll inside the distance, or any one of those bets, I think is my favorite bet or favorite play for this fight. You got anything on this?
No, I was just looking up Cornell's
She's not
her resume as far. I mean the last fight she lost by split decision. I mean, and that was her first loss since her professional debut. And then I was just looking at her, just a very decorated Muay Thai and kickboxing background.
And Cavalcanti, like Nora Kanoll's last loss or last fight was a loss in split decision by Cavalcanti. Cavalcanti is on a winning streak and she's looking good in this division as well. So I think that's a good loss to have on the resume and made it interesting by split decision. But Nora Kanoll I think she can throw. She has some power. I think she's just too fast for Haley. Haley doesn't even move her chin that much either. So I can see a lot of punches landing for Nora. So I think Nora TKO or this fight inside the distance is my favorite play for this fight.
Yeah, and like you say, you're looking at almost like across the board, it's almost 2-1.
Yeah.
Favorite money for Cornell. So
yeah, not bad. Next fight we have Tresean Gore versus Marco Tulio. Gore has the really nice submission. He's coming into this fight on a winning streak. He has decent power. I think people sleep on the power, but he just doesn't have the output. And I think he's like gun shy a little bit to throw hands, but
Mr. Vicious. He's too scared to let him go.
I don't know, man. I think if he trust his hands a little bit more, I think he could have a bit more success and working in closing distance and getting his fight to the grappling, which I think where he does his best work. Um, Trayshawn Gore, I just I haven't seen enough. He is beating lower level talent, so but the grappling is really really good. Marco Tulio, he's looking really good. I mean, he's with Norma Dumont
Mm, mm.
winning outside the octagon. I see
I was
too.
gonna say I'm a fan.
Okay, buddy. Okay, Tulio. I see you, dog.
Shoot the
But
box, man. Come on,
yeah,
bro. Come on.
but yeah, Tulio's striking. I mean, you hear the gym, and the striking is nice. The man's power is there. We haven't seen too much of him on the ground, but I would think the Brazilian blood. I think who he trains with as well.
Mhm.
I think things on the ground are not as bad. I think they could hold up against a Trayshawn Gore, who hasn't proven himself that much, but I think this is a huge step up for Trayshawn Gore in talent.
Mm.
Um, Again, I think my favorite play for this fight and my final pick for this fight is obviously Marco Tulio, and I think my favorite play for this is fight does not go the distance. I think this fight
Mm.
ends and doesn't see the judges. Again, Tulio likes to play. Like he likes to go forward and he likes to rip his opponent's head off. He's very violent. He looks for the finish with the striking, and I think Gore is there to counter anything. And again, don't underestimate the power of Gore, and things can get interesting on the ground as well. So I think there's a finish either way with knockouts or submission here. But yeah,
The public agrees. The number on Caesars is will the fight go the distance? No, -310.
damn,
So they're saying yeah, they're saying there's gonna be a finish. And uh Tulio by KO is still -125.
damn.
He's favored to win by TKO. He's the third biggest favorite on the card.
Let me see if Trayshawn Gore has ever been knocked out. He's been knocked out once.
Yeah, he's the third biggest favorite on the card.
Mm.
Um if you wanted to throw a Hail Mary, Trayshawn Gore to win by KO is plus 1,000. 100 to 1 on your money.
Tulio has been knocked out once in his career.
It's his only loss though, too. So
And again, don't sleep on Trayshawn Gore's power. He doesn't throw that much, but when he does and when he settles down on those
Mr.
punches,
Vicious, man.
I don't know.
Nah, man, it's shoot to box all
But
day,
this
man.
is the
That's crazy that a -125, like your favorite -125 to knock this man out. That's wild.
yeah.
Not even plus 100, not even -125. I'm about to get this dude out of here.
Damn. You might just want to stay away from this fight if you're being honest.
Maybe attach him to a ticket you like,
Yeah,
a
maybe.
parlay you like. Just add him, throw him in as a money line that'll boost your ticket up a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. That might be the way to go.
That's going to be the only value really, unless you trust him to get the knockout. Then you really boost your ticket. But that's I don't unless I'm full of conviction on that one. I tend to stay away from those.
If you got money after you lose a lot of money, then I guess you can do that. But if you're okay losing the couple $1,000s, I guess. But
if you're out here making bets like Drake,
yeah, then go ahead. Next fight we have Sumar Durchi versus Mitch Raposo. I do not understand. I can't quite get there with Mitch. I tried to get there with the underdog pick on this fight, but I'm just people are really high on Mitch Raposo. I understand his last fight was against a quality opponent and Andre Lima, who is looking like a promising flyweight. But even just watching the tape on Mitch Raposo, I'm not quite there yet. Now I know Summer Durchi, he's coming into this fight on a losing streak.
big losing streak.
But again, those people that he's lost to, I think they were whooping Mitch Raposo's ass.
Mm.
And he gave a fight to Charles Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
He almost finished Matt Schnell. Matt Schnell came back with a crazy comeback win on that. But Sumar Durchi's reach advantage in this fight and his striking, I think he can touch up Mitch Raposo with straights just right down the middle and a jab. I think Mitch Raposo is going to have to do a lot just to close distance, and I'm not even high on his wrestling that much, as many people are. I see Summer Darchi at a minus 170, and Summer Darchi
Mhm.
is going to be my final pick for this fight. I have to see it more from Mitch Raposo to trust him in the future. But yeah, I know Summer Darchi's the big thing on him is his takedown defense and the grappling, but I'm not even high on Mitch Raposo's wrestling for him to get these takedowns. I just I can't. I have to have faith in Summer Darchi that he is still training hard for these takedown to improve the takedown defense at 29 years old. Still young. I think he's
Mhm.
still improving. We still have to give some grace to these young fighters who are still growing. So I think we see an improvement here with Summer Darchi. But give me Summer Darchi to win by decision. I don't think we see that much of a striking clinic from him to where he finishes Mitch Raposo because I think Mitch Raposo is I think he is a little bit durable, but I
Mm.
think Summer Darchi can just touch up and avoid the takedowns enough to just survive in this fight. And yeah, give me Summer Darchi by decision.
Plus 140.
Yeah,
Good value.
I like it.
Good value.
Um, Next fight we have 21 Savage Dumas, Cedric Dumas versus Mikhail Olajaychuk. This is like the last fight we talked about. How people are high on Raposo. I see some people high on Dumas, but I just cannot get there with this guy.
Mm.
Like I know he's still young, but I don't know if he loves MMA. Like I don't know if he loves this shit like that.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
I don't know. And when he becomes the nail, like
Mhm. Mhm.
he's a terrible nail. And I don't see him coming back from fights when he's down in fights.
Ah. Oh.
Um he's still green too. And the jump from his last opponent, and Dennis Tululian, who is terrible by the way. But the jump from Tululian to Olajaychuk is insane to me.
And Ola Jacek, I mean, it is kind of funny that you started by saying like this kind of reminds you of the last matchup because it is very similar. Like what people are viewing as an up and comer against a guy who is
Yeah,
coming off of 3 straight losses,
yeah,
but also like if you look at the 3 straight losses,
bro,
his 3 straight losses are very impressive.
bro. That's
Like so it's and yeah, he's lost 4 or 5, and like yeah, we're talking a fight nerd in there with Kyle. We're talking Michael Pratt, Kevin Holland. Like,
my man went to the fighting nerds to train for this fight. Uh,
mm,
I think Olajaychuk, he has the boxing. His hands are nice. I think he works the body. I think he has some good some body work, and I think Dumas is just. I don't think he has the wrestling to secure takedowns in this fight. Yeah, Olajaychuk is a boxer, but he's still able to get to his feet.
mm.
Um, Give me Olajaychuk by TKO.
Ooh,
Yeah, man. Again, I've seen Dumas get punched and curl up on the ground and accept being TKO'd. And I think he's just too green. I don't think he's ready for this big of a jump talent. So
well, let me see then if we got. Oh, we're loading.
and losing to Josh Fremd is not good ever in my eyes. So okay,
I
Dumas
mean, so that's those are the best odds. Plus 125.
for
Ola Jacek by knockout.
mm,
Decision plus 300.
wow.
But yeah, there's no Dumas love
Nah,
at all.
I'd be surprised. But yeah, give me Old Check with my final pick and my
Mhm.
best bet for this fight, TKO Old Check. Let's move to the prelims. We got Darren Elkins versus Juliana Rosa. I love this fight so much. The damage. I mean, it's hard to hate Darren Elkins. If you hate
Mhm.
Darren Elkins, what the fuck you doing watching the sport? This man fights with a chip on his shoulder. He will fight for your dollar. He will leave his heart all over the octagon. Um, yeah, man, this man's a warrior, and I enjoy seeing Darren Elkins in the octagon every single time. just when you think he's out of the fight and he's being beat, he finds a way to survive and just kind of eke out these decisions or slip up a submission on his opponents. But I know people have seen Darren Elkins survive a lot of damage and come back and win these fights. I totally understand. But Erosa, and we've seen Erosa break. I get
Mhm.
it. But I think this is a good style matchup for Erosa to show off the hands. I think he's too fast for the Elkins on the feet. And where Elkins has had success when he gets his opponents down to the ground and the grappling, and he seems to be the better grappler in these fights against past opponents. I think Erosa is nastier on the ground. I think he can survive if this goes to the ground. Um, my final pick for this fight is Erosa. I think Erosa could just have so much success with the punches and this striking on the feet. And I have Erosa by TKO.
Yeah, you picking bangers. Let's see.
This could be Darren Elkins versus Cub Swanson. This could look like that. I know Erosa is not the same level of striker as Cub, but I think Erosa has the power like Cub does, and I think he's going to be too fast for Darren Elkins on the feet.
Mm.
And
I mean, yeah, Darren Elkins is my age. Like my man's 41 years, 40, about to be 41 years old. Like
yeah,
he fought Volk 7 years ago. He fought he fought Dude Bronx 15 years ago, man. It's been in the UFC for 15 years, bro. Like that's
and that time has come. I think reflexes start to go, and the scar tissue on this man's face. He gets touched once, he's bleeding all over the place.
yeah.
Erosa is going to just touch him up on the feet, and I think he wins by TKO. I don't think this even goes down to the ground.
Mm.
So I got Erosa by TKO.
Plus 225.
Oh my goodness!
Look, man, we kind of
Which I mean,
we kind of did a little spoiler alert. It feels like they're giving away some money on some of these fights, man.
wow. I mean, I get it. Darren Elkins has proven himself time and time again, but when does it stop? And I think he, in his last two fights where he has won, he has had favorable matchups in the sense
Mm.
of these guys are just wild strikers, and he can counter with some good takedown offense. And these guys get sloppy on the ground with grappling, and I think he capitalized in those two fights where he won. So he's coming into this fight on a back to back winning streak. But Erosa is he's different on the ground with the submissions, and I think he just has the just better striking and the uh, length advantage and the reach advantage to get Elkins out of here, man. Hate to do it. I hate to do it. Next fight again. We have an OG. We
Yeah,
have
the OG,
we
man.
have the OG. We have Jim Miller versus Chase Hooper. My gosh. Um. So, like, if you were to ask me like 2 years ago, I was not I was trying to fade Chase Hooper any chance I got because I just wasn't a fan. I didn't see it. Like, I was like, man, this kid's not good. But
Nerdy dude, man. Freaking
man,
weirdo. Like,
man, oh man, he has proven me wrong.
yo.
Because each fight since May 20th, 2023 against Nick Fury, he has shown improvement each time he's been in the octagon.
Mm,
And what kind of sold me was his fight with Vyacheslav Borishev, where he knocked down Borishev and then he subbed Borishev. That's when I was like, Chase Hooper's striking is improving, and I think this young man I think he's here. Like, I think Chase Hooper, the
mm,
time is now. And the way he beat Clay Guida in his last outing, I know Clay Guida is old, but he's not
yeah,
moving like he's old.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sold on this kid's talent, bro. Like,
Yeah.
so
And he's a personality, man.
I love it,
Like
man.
it's a weird, kind of quirky, like you don't quite know how to take it personality, but like dude is a personality, man. Like he's somebody that could be marketable, but it's also like all right, so I kind of feel like how you were, you were talking about was it Dumas with we don't I almost think like maybe he's too like MMA isn't enough for him.
Mm.
Like he's too smart. Like for like old girl that oh I forget her name a couple months back on the card, the little Chinese girl who's the nurse who knocked out old girl and then was worried
Oh,
about her and stuff. Like kind of like that. Like you could be great like outside of this. So this might not be enough. Like I almost get that kind
this
of
is
vibe.
just
All right, at the beginning I got that vibe from Talbot a little bit. And now like that he's doing all this little artsy fartsy shit with Frank. Like I'm kind of like, yo, dude, you took one L and now you're like kind of
you think this is
I,
just a phase,
I don't know, man, but I hope he's like I hope it's for real with him because I like him and like
bro.
you said, dude is improving and dude could fight, man. Like he looks corny. Like if you bump shoulders with him in the street, you would turn and be like, "Hey, man, like what the fuck?" And he'll piece you
He'll
up
beat your
and break your
ass
arm off and beat your ass with it, dog.
and then go to Eminem world and stun on
Like,
your ass. Chase
dude,
Hooper is nice, man.
dude said the other day on the podcast, he was like, "Look, as a father, he's like, I don't want my daughter stripping or being an MMA fighter." And they're like, "What?" And he was like, "I mean, think about it. Both occupations, you're just sitting there in your underwear performing for a bunch of people." It's like, "That's all we do. That's what strippers do." I'm just like, dude, like what? What are you like? This dude.
That's something I think one of my aunties said when I was watching when I love WWE. Like they're like when I watch it, I was
Yeah,
a huge wrestling
yeah.
fan. It's like this is just grown man in their underwear wrestling. Like, why do you like this? Like that's like some shit. Like,
You don't get it,
like, you don't
okay?
know the storyline,
You
okay?
don't understand.
But I know like last fight, Jim Miller is just a durable vet, and he's still here, 41 years old, still doing the damn thing. But like I said, the reflexes are going, and I think Jim Miller's lost to Bobby Green, no longer King.
Oh,
Uh,
he went back to Bobby again?
nah, I'm calling him
Oh,
Bobby.
okay, good. He don't deserve a king.
I
You're
can't
right.
call him King, bro.
No, we can't.
But yeah, Jim Miller at UFC 300 against Bobby Green was a beating. That was an ass whooping,
Yeah.
and I think he took a lot of damage that at this age could just be wearing on you. And I think, yeah, like I said, Jim Miller, I don't know, reflexes just kind of go out, and I just don't know how long or how much more damage he can take and thug it out in these fights. And with Chase Hooper growing each fight, I just think he's going to be faster everywhere. I think he's going to be too fast on the ground, stronger. He might just start punking, just out wrestling, just be out muscle this man, Jim Miller. Um, Give me Chase Hooper, man, and
However he wants.
yeah, we could see a nice Chase Hooper who like feels bad for the old man, where he just like I might just go to decision with this man. I don't know, but or I see him locking up a nasty submission on Jim Miller.
Oh yeah, I think he gets him up out of there quick. I think
I
he
want to see that violent. I
I
want to see
want
that.
that's what I mean. Like I want to
Yeah,
see a mean streak out of him and like really
yeah.
I mean he's not on the main card yet, but like I want this to be like the okay, I'm gonna be on, ESPN. Let me get an interview afterwards. Let me really introduce myself like to some eyes that may not know me yet. And let me introduce them to this style because the next push is what, like a top 15 fighter, maybe, or is that too soon? And like an opening a pay-per-view spot, fight night kind of deal, maybe
Like a
like
co-main event on
something
the
like that on a
yeah
God
Apex.
forbid an Apex card. Like,
Ugh.
but
Yeah, we got to stop this, Dana.
yeah. But no, I hope I'm the same. I hope we see a Chase Hooper that gets him up out. Like, don't play with your food. Get him up out of here. Show that there's levels to this, and be done with it.
You know what? Yeah, give me Chase Hooper by submission, man.
That's what's crazy. That's much like the earlier fight. That's the favorite -120 method of victory. Chase Hooper -120 by submission.
Damn.
KO is juicy +550.
Oh,
Juicy enough
jeez.
to sprinkle it.
Just
just to Earl it, you know, little Earl
Wow.
Stevens moment.
I like that.
Just sprinkle it because plus 550 on again. What have you been saying this whole breakdown of Jim Miller? Look, it's slowing down. It's not there, and if he can drop him and not go in for the submission, I mean, you know,
All it takes is that one ref to be like,
call it quick too.
just jump in, and stop.
Because this is Jim Miller. We're not going to let him
Who
get
knows? Who knows?
his head beat in.
You never know what ref you're gonna get.
So I'm going on record that I'm going to sprinkle.
Sprinkle it, man.
I'm definitely going to Earl that.
Sprinkle it, man.
But yeah, Chase Hooper is by far the biggest favorite on the card.
Bro, we need that sound bit. Sprinkle it, man. We just because I have a sound bar, sound button, just that should be the
Sprinkle me, man.
Oh man, I need to work on that for the next breakdown. That'd be so hard.
Just a little bit, man.
Sprinkle it, man.
Don't worry, because we're gonna use it in the main event too. Don't worry,
man.
Sprinkle me, man.
So yeah, final pick, Chase Hooper. My best is the submission bet.
Yeah.
And sprinkle.
There it is.
The TKO.
It's a little bit.
Next fight, the women's strawweight division. We have Yan Xiaonan versus Verna Jandiroba.
How quickly they forget about Yan, man.
They do. It's disrespectful, man. And I get it. You know, she is the Weili fight plays in people's minds
kind of fraudulent.
It's like I get it, but it is Weili. But she did come back and beat a Tabitha Ritchie, who Baby Shark. You know, so. And she has, Yan Xiaonan has proven herself against some good grapplers in the past with a win over Dern. And I don't know how you guys feel about Andrade as a grappler. I don't think so, but it did he. But Yan Xiaonan is a powerful. She's fast. She can just unload a overright very, very fast. So she has the power. She's very explosive. But what I've seen from Verna in these last couple fights is she's just walking through everything and everyone. Just when I think Verna has met her match and she's gonna lose, she wins and she just makes it look easy. I don't know, bro. Verna's kind of different. I think she kind of scares me for the champ. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I'm kind of scared for Weili if Verna were to fight for the belt.
She's on a heater right now.
She is. Angela Hill, Rodriguez, Lupi Godinez, and then she just subbed Amanda Ramos.
Reba, yeah.
So I see Yan Xiaonan with the underdog tag on her, and it's very tempting, but I'm gonna go off just Verna and the toughness and the grit. She's making these fights look easy, and I'm just like, this is insane. So the durability of the chin and the grappling, and I know Yan Xiaonan is at Team Alpha Male. She's been there for a few fights now. She's training there, but I'm just not seeing the takedown defense improvement and the grappling improvement. She was put to sleep against the champ in that fight, but they kept the fight going.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So give me Verna by fight does not go the distance. I don't think this fight goes to the cards. I think, I just think Verna gets this fight to the ground and just has her way with Yan. I think she finds her way to Yan's back, and I think she locks up a submission. So, but yeah, I'm gonna go for Verna by submission here.
So you can get that at if you go directly Verna by submission plus 205. If you go with the fight go the distance, no is plus 130. So safer route plus 130.
Definitely, because
more direct route.
You can't
plus
sleep.
205.
Don't sleep on the striking of Yan, guys.
There you go.
So yeah, if you guys want to go that route, I totally understand with the plus 130. Fight doesn't go the distance. But yeah, that might be. Yeah, I will take that. The fight doesn't go the distance tag. So I'm gonna put some respect on Yan's name. And the final prelim fight, we have an exciting fight. I really like this fight. We have Dan Ige versus Sean Woodson. We have Tayshaun Prince versus Dan. No,
can't stand this dude, man.
We have the Pistons.
God. Square built head, big head, skinny
Whoa,
body
big,
ass nigga,
long
man.
limb, tree ass boy.
Oh, this dude, man. But I hate it too, cause man, hey, dude can fight,
He's a
man.
fucking sniper,
I
dog.
can fight, bro. I can't even lie. That's the worst part, man. He could fight. Oh,
I really tried, guys. I really tried to find my way to Dan Ige on this fight.
oh man.
I really did, and I really like Dan Ige's coach, Nick. I really like what they got going on, but I started watching Sean Woodson's tape, and I was like, "Frick, this guy's improving." Almost like what I was saying against with Chase Hooper. Like Sean Woodson is coming in and improving with each performance, and I think he's getting a bit nastier with the striking, a bit more violent, wanting to find finishes in
yeah,
here and
yeah.
getting them. Um, Dan Ige, so the reach advantage for Sean Woodson 78 inches to Dan Ige 71. Sean Wilson just has to. He's gonna walk back and just snipe with the long range, while Danny Ige is trying to close distance and just find a Hail Mary overhand right.
And he's what? He's got a what 7-inch height advantage, I think. Sean Wilson's like 6'1",
6'2",
6'2", yeah.
6'2" to
7-inch
5'7".
height advantage, bro. That's
I
they're gonna
just
look like different weight classes in there.
and Danny Ige's best way to kind of win this fight, yes, is to get Sean Woodson to the ground. But even Danny Ige's wrestling, I just is not that top tier to where I just am invested in taking Danny Ige as a dog. And I think the long limbs, if this fight does go to the ground, I think the long limbs of Sean Woodson helps him with leverage on the ground in awkward positions. I think the long limbs can actually help with leverage. And I just think this is a uphill battle for 15 minutes for Dan Ige. I got Sean Woodson by decision because Dan Ige is a tough dog to get out of there. He's a tough fighter to
Mm,
get out of there.
mm.
I think Sean Woodson just pieces him up for 15 minutes. But give me Sean Woodson by decision.
Uh, is it time to like after this fight? Is it time to start having a conversation about Ige?
I think
Because like, let's be not like getting rid of him, but just like his spots in these fights. Like, because let's be honest, every time that he's taking a step up in competition, like the Lopez one, I'll give you that.
I'll give you that.
That's cool. You did that. But you had a whole camp against LaRon Murphy. And there's no shame in losing to LaRon Murphy, obviously, because he's won every fight, just won last weekend. Right? Like, but also like you lost to Bryce Mitchell, you lost to Sorry, you lost to Emmett, you lost Korean Zombie, Calvin Cutter. You won a split decision over Edson Barbosa. Like the past 5 years have been like a roller coaster that's been mostly down for him. And the down parts have been when he's taken a step up into that like top 15, top 10 competition.
It's
Like
like he's good, but he's just not quite there yet. And
everybody can't be the
that's
man.
what's frustrating about his skill set is like he's good, but he's just not that good.
Like, and that's what I mean. Like, I mean, shit, bro. Like, we see the list all the time of the best guys who never won a championship and all that.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
he could be a best guy that was never, a top five or whatever. Like, there's not there's he's never gonna he's gonna be in the UFC as long as he wants to be. Like that Lopez fight will get him that alone. Will get him another 4 fights alone. But like the talks of him like on these headlining the and by the way, can we like applaud the UFC for like this undercard? The prelims are like incredible.
You guys are hating it.
An incredible set of fights to get for those 2 hours on ESPN for free. Like that's crazy. But like, is it time to be like, all right, man, this guy shouldn't be headlining these. This guy should be maybe the like I don't I always throw gatekeeper around, but like maybe
Nah,
he's the
yeah,
test guy now
I think he is. I think he's
for
that.
for the up and comers, for the guys that are fringe guys, because like it's not gonna unless and I could be totally wrong. He could pull this out. I'm with you. I don't think he does. Like I think he looks like shit after this fight. I think he gets paws put on him this whole fight. Uh on the entrance because he's gonna have to eat shots to try to get in. To even land anything, let alone get a takedown or attempt a takedown. and he's gonna get pieced up on the way in. But like, bro, it's gonna be like almost like, okay, Woodson, the ascension continue, and Ige is just gonna be like, all right, this is where you're at, bro. We know what you are, and that's that. Let's stop. Let's stop with anything else other than like you're just gonna be this guy that's the test for everyone else.
And it might be just one of those things where Dan Ige might just have come into the 145 division at the wrong time. Like the
Mm,
145 division is looking stacked, and with these the signings that the UFC is doing with Pitbull, who's fighting on this card, and Pico, is that uh
yeah,
yeah, with those guys
yeah.
now in the division with the already stacked 145. I mean, it's hard to get into the top 15 in the 145 right now. I think Dan Ige just might just be the wrong time where he just kind of came into the sport, unfortunately.
And that's exactly it. You have one, two, three, four guys above him he's already fought five, six guys above him that he's fought already that he's lost to.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it's if that's not proof in the pudding right there.
So this man has lost all of his fights. All of his fights in the UFC, his losses are by decision. They're not even split decisions. They're just clear cut
Yes.
29-28.
Yep.
He's not even making it interesting once he's like, you know. So I think he just gets frustrated, and the confidence might take a hit when he's not getting these takedowns, and he can't figure out Sean Woodson's length in this
Mm,
fight. Yeah, just give me Woodson by decision here, man.
yeah, I
Hmm.
like that.
All right, man. Time to jump into the main card, the pay-per-view card for UFC 314. And before we get to the main card, hopefully, if you're watching this on YouTube, hopefully you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and drop down in the comments what you think of our picks so far. And if you're watching this on Spotify, hit that follow button and follow the podcast. To open up the main card for UFC 314, we have a banger. Absolutely love this fight for the the 205 division. We have Nikita Krylov versus Dominic Reyes. Now, I think I'm in a small group of people who actually like Nikita Krylov. I think he's well rounded. He has power. Can get it done on the ground. Also, he has been submitted a lot in the UFC, but and knocked out once in his career. But I'm a fan of his skill set, and with Dominic Reyes coming into this fight, this man was down and out for a few years after losing to John Jones. But his last few performances, he is on a 2-fight win streak coming into this fight. I think the Dustin Jacoby knockout was more impressive than the Anthony Smith knockout, obviously.
Hmm.
Um, so the confidence could be back for Dominic Reyes. The confidence could be back. He could be just on the second run right now to the belt, but I'm still having questions about the chin because he is coming off those 2 wins, but those aren't power punchers, in my opinion, that is going to test out what that chin looks like, in my opinion. Um,
Jan Blahovic knocked him out, man. Like, come on, dude.
Krylov is going to test that chin to see if
Hey,
Dominic Reyes is still about that life. So, um,
does the inactivity, does the time off worry you?
so it did, but I just found out that he was scheduled to fight Azamat Murkazanov. I think he's like ranked number 10 or something in the
Mhm.
division, but that fight fell out. So we do know that he has been training. He has been in the gym. The layoff does kind of worry me with someone who is building confidence and coming into this fight on 2-fight win streak. The boxing is still good from Dominic Reyes. Um,
Mhm.
he is known for having good takedown defense, and he is if he's getting taken down, he's known to get back to his feet as well. I don't know, man. Again, the chin, it's almost like the chin of Reyes versus the inactivity of Krylov.
But he still got those hands.
Still got the hands. Give me Krylov, who was rested up.
Yep.
Um, yeah, give me the rested Krylov to mm, give me Krylov by knockout. But I say but because I think there is more value on a Dominic Reyes money line or Yeah, probably the money line for Dominic Reyes. Probably
You got Krylov by knockout is plus 260. You have will the fight go the distance? No. And you have Reyes. I mean, Reyes is plus 155 on the money line.
uh, well, what's the knockout?
Plus 260 for Krylov. Krylov even to win
Mm.
by decisions plus 350.
Ooh. Yeah, I think Krylov by the knockout. Again, but I think there's still value on the dog here with the boxing.
Mm.
But when they did the face-offs today after the press conference today, Krylov looked huge. Like I didn't know. I know he said it says 6'3" right now, but seeing them face to face and kind of sizing them up,
Yeah.
I was like, dang, he actually does look almost taller and bigger than Dominic Reyes, which is kind of crazy because Dominic is big and tall. So yeah, give me Krylov by finish here, man. I don't think I'm gonna see what that chin is about with Dominic Reyes.
No, how much you? 100%.
But I'm glad that Nikita Krylov is back and kind of getting this activity back up again because I think 205 is kind of open to go up, into the top 5 of this division.
Brother, he hasn't fought in literally 2 years, and he's still number 8 in light heavyweight
It's
ranking.
crazy, bro.
Like, that's where 205 is. 205
Uh,
is a effing mess right now.
Olberg just had a terrible performance, and now we're talking about a title.
And I was gonna say, and he can call for a title shot.
Oh boy,
Like that is where 205 is just real quick because you're gonna run back
the rematch.
Magomed and Pereira.
Yes.
You got Yuri at 2. Allberg is up at 3.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Jamal Hill, Jan, Rakic, Roundtree, who now they got to find him a new fight. Did you?
Roundtree?
Yeah.
Oh.
And yeah, then you got Krylov and Ozdemir, who still is like, brother, Johnny Walker's the 10th ranked 205er in the world, just ahead of Dominic Reyes. Johnny Walker is in the conversation
Oh man.
of being a fight or two away from fulfilling the prophecy that we all thought that we saw from him in the beginning.
So either one of these
Walker
guys
could finally do it.
Either one of these guys, if they get a win,
They're like
they're literally
a fight or two away.
They're literally in the talks. That's what we're talking about.
Crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, 205's in trouble, man.
What a
We
shit
need
show.
Yeah.
This went from one of the best divisions to easily the worst division in the UFC, probably.
This is a huge fight for Krylov, man.
Huge fight.
Huge fight for him because this would be 4 in a row, and it doesn't mean as much to the fans, but like he's got that highlight knockout over Alex, which that crushed me. Like that's he if he comes out and does something big to start off the pay-per-view card, he can really kind of it's almost like being gone for 2 years. It's like injecting new blood into 205. And again, as we just went over, Lord knows they need it.
And it's crazy just how fast the sport moves in a year. Now, 2 years, people kind of haven't forgotten about, like they've forgotten about you. New fans in 2 years.
Absolutely.
You get to see, you get to put some respect on your name, and people are like, oh, who's this guy? So, yeah, man. Need a big finish. I think you need a good performance just to get people's minds talking about you and people talking about you again.
Yeah.
All right, man. I think we have probably the people's fight up next. We have Bryce Mitchell versus Gene Silva, sorry. It's crazy because this man Bryce Mitchell looks like he just wants to kill this man.
Yo, the stare down today.
Oh my gosh.
Bryce Mitchell looked like he did, even when Gene Silva barked, he didn't blink. Like Bryce Mitchell looked so locked in. I almost was like,
so let me just put
Earl.
Let me place this set.
Sprinkle me, man. Like I almost.
Let me place this set right now. Let me just.
Bruh, he looked so locked. He did not. He followed him around. It's like he was. I didn't see that fool blink. I feel like he was trying on purpose not to blink. That fool looks so locked in, bro.
Bryce Mitchell had the bar of the press conference when he said, I've killed dogs before, or something like that. because Gene Silva was trying to get the crowd barking with him.
Oh yeah, that's what started today.
What a
too.
flop!
Yep.
That was a flop. Bryce Mitchell was like, "I've killed dogs before. They've come on my farm, and what they do before that they die, they squeal." I was like, "Oh my, Don DeMarco."
Oh,
That's a Don DeMarco in battle rap,
bro.
guys. That's
like,
a Don DeMarco. That's a bar. You know what? I'm not. I like. I know Bryce Mitchell has said some wild shit. Okay, I get it.
He's a moron. Okay, let's be clear. He's
But
an idiot.
Let's get back to the octagon.
It's not a spelling bee. It's not a academic decathlon. It's a fight.
I want Bryce Mitchell to win so bad.
Really?
Listen, Gene Silva. I think he's trying a little bit too hard to get the
sell the fight.
Yeah, which I understand, right? But all that shit, I wish he would just do it naturally. Just let his performances talk for him and kind of just do less barking and shit. I really want Bryce Mitchell to put this man in his place right now. That's how annoying Gene Silva has been. But
going against a fight nerd.
That shit.
Okay. Man.
So I say all that, right? But Gene Silva is about to put this man in his place, I think.
You think so?
Gene Silva is something different. I mean, this man is walking through Drew Dober, which is, I know that doesn't say much now, but but Gene Silva has just passed every single test that the UFC has put in front of him. People are going back to that Charles Jourdain fight where Jourdain was taking Gene Silva down a lot. The fight nerds are known to.
That was a fight he missed weight too.
They got their data. They're doing their studies. They're going to get shit right in the gym and training. I think Bryce Mitchell could get some takedowns here, but I think Gene Silva just has this fucking power in him where he just able to get back to his feet. But that power that Gene Silva has is all it lasts for 15 minutes. It doesn't, and he's very measured. He's not throwing crazy. He's very smart. He's very technical. He stays within himself, but he lets that power go. I think Gene Silva is just kind of a different dog right now, man. At 145, I want to believe in Bryce Mitchell for the wrestling to come through in this fight. I think just the intensity of the stare down today, I can't let that get to my emotions and me placing a bet on him, because that's not smart betting, guys. Don't do it. But
bet with your head, not your heart.
Guys, don't do it, guys.
I've lost some money this week betting with my goofy heart.
Guys, don't do it.
Because I had a hunch about some shit. Yeah.
But give me Gene Silva by knockout. I think a sneaky one, a sneaky bet here is Gene Silva by decision. I think
so you think if it goes the distance, it's in Silva's favor?
I think he has the moments to edge out at 29-28 on the feet. Bryce Mitchell could get the ground control, but I think Gene Silva just has enough of the big moments on the feet to where the judges could just sway him to the 29-28 if it goes to decision.
Thug Nasty's only losses are Josh Emmett and Ilya, man.
I know, bro.
And people think they love showing the Emmett highlight.
They fucking love
That's a lot of what like MMA fans know Bryce Mitchell as, is like the flat earth Hitler idiot who is in the highlight package that always goes stiff. But Brett Duke could fight, man.
He can.
And I really do think today was kind of proof of it too. Like I'm kind of with you in that, like, it almost feels like, okay, one, I can't imagine and I mean, obviously they're built different, but like, can you imagine being a part of that fight team? And the pressure of I can't be the first one to get that or to be like, oh, it's my fight week, but everybody's talking about Prates right now because he's smoking cigarettes and stuff. And then there's Kyle, who might be the best out of all of them and the most dominant. And then there's Rufy, who I think is the best out of all of them and just had the craziest. And it's just, and now you got Silva, who I kind of agree with you, is like, it's almost like he's he's fighting to the, or kind of like catering to the fans. and like he's turned this into that kind of thing. Like selling a fight is one thing, but like coming out of character and stuff like that, that's a whole other thing.
I think you need a bit more of these performances that you've been having against top tier names in the division, and let that fan base come to you and gather around your antics and your barking. Because when you try to get the crowd barking at the press conference and no one was barking back except a few people,
Yeah.
you're not there yet. I don't think, bro. You don't have that aura that you think you have yet, but it's almost coming.
Uh, it can go away real quick on Saturday night.
It can. People don't sleep
I
on Bryce Mitchell. Don't
I
sleep on Thug Nasty's wrestling, guys.
I think that I think that, and it's obviously a cop out, but it goes one of two ways for me. It goes Silva comes out and absolutely demolishes him and gets him out of there in like I don't know.
Couple minutes, maybe.
I was thinking like 90 seconds or under, right? Or he comes out way too emotional, way too goofy, trying to play to the fans and trying to play to the crowd in the moment instead of just sticking to the
Oh
data
shit!
and the game plan. And he comes out wild, or he does something like he did goofy in the last fight, where the last fight, I can't say my man's name that Gene Silva fought on
Oh,
the
back to Sarian.
yeah, where he knocked him down and then he just assumed that it was over. And then the ref is like, what are you
Like, what
doing?
are we
And
doing?
so he had to drop down and elbow him to finish. Like little stuff like that. Like, don't do that. Don't get too emotional. Don't get too high. Because I think if he does that, I think Mitchell is like, that was the look of somebody who was cool as shit, who was unbothered, who like really thinks he's here to do the Lord's work. Like he really thinks he is like, but again, and I know I look into like stuff like that. He looked very relaxed, man. For as
It
intense as he looked like he was like, I'm good.
it matters. So,
I'm not bothered by you and what like all this stuff you're trying to throw me. I am unbothered, brother.
like you're saying, Bryce is right here with Silva. Silva's like this,
He's
looking.
worried about the crowd. He's worried about playing it and
It
stuff like
could
that.
it could do
And
something, guys.
that again, when you're that talented, yeah, you can switch it on and off. But like also like let's not forget that just because he says and does some dumb shit, like Bryce Mitchell can still fight, man. He's only lost twice in his whole career, just like Silva has. Like, and he's lost to, a dude who was just in the main event and a guy who is like, we'll get to him later at the 45 championship. I'll talk on him more, but like, dude's not a scrub. And the line isn't as big as you would think it is the way that this fight is talked about. You know what I mean? Like, you would think this was the Chase Hooper, Jim Miller type of line that Silva's just gonna walk through him. And it's like, no, no, no. The betting public doesn't say that at all. The line
So
doesn't say that at all.
there's been money coming in on Bryce Mitchell over this week. I mean, just yesterday or just a few nights ago when I recorded the breakdown, Bryce Mitchell was like almost like a 3 plus 300. Now he's like 215 that I'm
Brother,
seeing.
bet online overseas, he's plus 170.
Oh my gosh.
Bet MGM. Actually, mine, Caesars, he's plus 180. Like they are on
Oh,
Bet Rivers, he's still plus 200, but he is plummeting. So there's a lot of late money coming in on Bryce Mitchell.
so it's the wrestling, guys. It's the grit and the wrestling, but he's a heavy blanket when he gets these takedowns. Like he's very, very good on the ground. He's very heavy. He throws it ground and pound. I think people, especially like Charles Jourdain, I feel like Jourdain was fighting scared in that fight of the
Mm.
power of Gene Silva. And he was just basically just diving just to slow Silva down and basically just hold him down there as far as hard as long as he can to rack up control time. Bryce Mitchell is going to get you down there and do something about it while he's down there. Correct, man.
So I look, I
Mm.
this is gonna be my ultimate sprinkle of the night, just because of the number. I don't endorse this by any means or suggest anybody else do this because this is me being a total hypocrite and going against what I just said and betting with your heart and not your head. But I'm sprinkling just the smallest a sprinkle on Bryce to win by KO
Oh shit.
or TKO because gets to the ground,
Ground and pound, baby.
ground and pound, and not even on like knocking him out, but just numbers, punches and bunches on it in a top position, flattened out.
Or
Can't defend yourself
a
as well or something.
crucifix.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that number is plus 1,500, 150 to 1. Come on, man.
Sprinkle me.
Come
babe.
on, bro.
I hate that the betting odds was over rounds at 2.5. F you guys. I thought it was gonna be like 1.5 at least. Mother effers.
I think Mitchell can do it. I think he can win. I don't know if he can win by KO, but I think he can win. I just, again, I haven't liked, you know me, I'm a big fight week guy. I haven't liked what I've seen from Silva. He just, it feels too forced at this point. It's felt a little over the top the whole time. It felt more genuine in the beginning, and now it just feels kind of forced. And it's like, yeah, I don't. And again, somebody's got to lose from that camp eventually. I don't know how I feel about the Protez Gary fight yet, but like, somebody's eventually got to lose from that camp.
Someone on Twitter asked who is the first to lose from the Fight Nerds, like the OG4 of the Fight Nerds. My prediction was Protez. Yeah, I hate.
I mean, it's a lot of it is just matchmaking. That's all.
Exactly.
That's all it is.
And I have Gary beating Protez, which hurts me to say.
Oh my god!
I love the matchmaking, but damn,
I hate the matchmaking
I know,
for right now in their
it's
careers.
So good, but not right now.
Please. I hate that we're wasting them on each other right now, but you know, it had to happen.
Man, I might pick Flip, man. I need to take my own advice and not go with my heart.
Stick with your head, man.
All right, man. Give me Gene Silva by knockout. Damn.
There you go.
I will be cheering hard for Bryce Mitchell, though. Let's go.
Oh, that's gonna be a fun fight, man.
Let's go, Thug Nasty.
That's gonna be a fun fight, man.
All right, man. Next up, we have one of my favorite fights. This pay-per-view card cannot. It's so good.
This is my people's champ fight.
I love this fight.
This is the one I'm looking forward to more than the last one.
We have Yair Rodriguez versus.
Oh, my bad. I'm not even talking. I'm talking about the next fight.
Oh,
this one's a good one too, though.
Versus the Bellator GOAT, Patricia Pitbull. He is finally here at the UFC.
Man.
It took me a while to get to watch Patricio, like, because I don't watch Bellator guys. I'm not gonna actually front, but I had to watch, find film where I could.
You watch all his Chandler fights?
Yeah. I actually watched him when Chandler signed with the UFC. That's how I kind of started watching Pitbull. And being so deep into the sport, Patricia is going to come around and come across the timeline on Instagram. So yeah, man, I really like what I've seen from Pitbull. I get the respect, and when these guys sized each other up after the press conference, holy shit, Yair is huge,
dude.
I was like, God damn.
Yeah.
But let me say this: Yair Rodriguez has all the talent in the world, but man, when he gets bitched out, bro.
Brother.
When we talk about hammer and nail, when he is the nail, this man is bad. Like he gets humbled really quick in these fights.
He doesn't. That's the issue. This fool talks and talks and talks. I used to love Yair. I hate how much he talks now. You thought he'd shut the fuck up by now, as much as he done got his ass beaten down.
You would think this man's on a win streak, but holy shit!
Don't worry about what Diego Lopez is doing and what country he's representing, bro.
Bro, exactly.
And then you're already trying to make a fight for the Mexico City card.
Boy,
we should scrap in Mexico and see what's what. How about you both handle business first? Like what? Yeah, Yair's pissed me off over the years, man.
Again, Yair has the talent. He has the striking. He has the kicks. They all look great.
The size, like you just said, the size for that division.
But, man, when things don't go his way in fights, they go south really, really quick. And this man crumbles. And people don't know much about Patricia Pitbull, but I wish Pitbull, I hope he would use his wrestling more in this fight and mix things in, because he has gotten away from his wrestling in Bellator and kind of in his later run. But Patricia can wrestle, and he has some striking, man. I think he can work his way into the pocket and land some nasty shots on Yair. Give me the 37-year-old Patricia Pitbull to win this fight. My first underdog pick of the card. I think he makes a great performance in front of the UFC crowd, and 145 has a dog, a pit bull in the division. Give me Pitbull money line plus 165 is what I say is a solid underdog, man.
What's Yair's biggest victory?
So when I was
the Emmett, just because it was an interim belt. I mean, because on paper he beat Ortega, but we know what happened in that fight.
He was actually getting his ass beat before.
He was before the shoulder shit happened.
So,
like,
yeah, it might just be the Emmett. And Emmett was probably not at 100% during that fight. So,
like, brother, you beat BJ Penn when BJ Penn was like, maybe he beat him into being crazy like he is now, but like that BJ Penn fight don't mean nothing. And then you lost.
So the Jeremy Stevens, Jeremy Stevens in 2019, guys, don't even talk about it. I don't care. Get that guy out of here. Crane Zombie, he looked good in that, but Hail Mary elbow, come on, guys. He was about to lose that fight too.
Is this kind of this? Is this like a higher level than
the Frankie
Ige?
Oh yeah,
bro. Oh yeah.
That's one of my favorite performances.
Absolutely,
the humble pie, brother.
But it did. That's what I mean. Like you let a little person bitch you, dog.
Bro, Frankie Edgar made this dude look like a rookie. Oh my goodness!
If Yair don't win this, for one, it's 3 in a row. It's 3 in a row against 2 champions. Yeah, okay, Vulcan and Pitbull with Ortega mixed in there, which, like, come on, man. Like, is it? And he has the nerve to be worried about what Lopez is doing, and to call for, if he beats Pitbull, that you deserve a title shot.
This man's dying to fight in Mexico.
And guess what? You can. Not for the title.
On the undercard, maybe.
Headlining the prelims. So you get your big entrance on TV still. Because let's be real. That's what you care about, with your shades on and shit, and being all Mr. Cowboy and fashion and all that shit. Like, tired of you. Like,
yeah, I'm
brother,
tired
just shut up and fight, man. Go out there and make a statement.
Yeah.
Like, I am looking forward to this fight, because I do want to see if it translates over for Pitbull. Because the last Bellator guy I remember is MVP, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't win the debut fight, but he fought good. I mean, that was the IMG.
Oh.
And that was the one that IMG fought the fight that he was supposed to fight, but everyone was annoyed by it because he fought a smart fight. And then MVP doubled back against Kevin Holland and looked great. So I'm curious to see if the Bellator streak kind of continues. I think he's gonna make Yair quit. I think Yair is. I'm good on Yair.
Yeah, me too, man. I think I was off Yair like a few years ago. Like, I don't know, man.
I was late to the party on him because but like, I'm sorry, and like, no disrespect, 'cause we'll talk about him a little bit, but like, yeah, man, like that weight class, the only person that should be bitching him is Max. That's it. Volk shouldn't be putting mitts on you, dog.
Like that? Oh my god!
Come on, man. Like, that's what I'm saying. So Yair, nah, and that kind of gives me hope for Pitbull too. So I'm with you. Give me Pitbull on the money line. Yair got to show me something, man. I'm good. El Pantera, I'm good on you, bruh. Wacky ass.
All right, man. Co-main event time. We have Mr. See You at the top, Michael Chandler versus Patty the Batty Pimblett. Man,
this is my main event.
I love this shit so much.
So
let's start with Chandler.
And his black children. They haven't been featured this week. I haven't seen him this week.
He got a white kid now, man.
Does he?
Yeah, I guess.
Good for him.
I guess she gave birth, man. She finally.
Good for him. Finally got you a white one. Go ahead, buddy.
Man, Michael Chandler at 38 years old, wasted 2 years chasing a ghost of Conor McGregor, and he's still kind of taking shots at the presser against Conor McGregor. Boy, leave it alone. Um, but the man he's explosive and he stays in shape year round. This man takes a crazy amount of vitamins. Seen that clip going around. But again, Michael Chandler's he's very athletic. He's explosive. He's a tank.
He's
Um,
also 2-4 in the UFC.
yes,
All right,
I think people
so
need to. He's not on, undefeated in the UFC, but
like he talks, but he makes you believe that he is.
absolutely,
He can sell himself like a
the
mother,
confidence is through the roof on this
bro.
man.
You'll swear he's the champ. Like
No.
it's crazy.
Um, again, the power is there, and the submission defense. Seeing Oliveira get the back of Chandler and many grapplers get the back of Chandler and not being able to submit him kind of does worry me in this fight because Paddy Pimblett is, yeah, he has the submission game, but I don't know if he can get the submission on Michael Chandler if Oliveira can't. I don't know, man.
That's a good point.
But Chandler is also a man who is wanting to put on a show for the fans. He wants to make his money and get out and retire. That's why I still think he's still chasing the big money fight with Chandler or Conor McGregor because
Yeah.
he wants to fight, and I think he retires. Right now, he's just trying to sell himself, get these big name fights, get the money, and leave the sport. And I think that with the way he fights on the feet, really, really reckless. I think Paddy Pimblett is here to counter Michael Chandler if he is to get in here. But again, Chandler has known to just survive. Even if he gets rocked, he's here to survive. But the thing with Paddy Pimblett is, I don't know if he has learned his lesson about tucking his damn chin yet. This man leaves his chin in the air. He tries to do the defense of leaving his chin up in the air and just leaning back like that. And he's been caught before. In the earlier fights of his UFC career, he has been rocked many times against lower tier fighters. That's the only thing that kind of worries me about this fight because Chandler is a powerhouse for 5 rounds, and Pimblett, I don't know if I can trust the chin. I know he said no one's going to knock me out, but come on now, this is the fight game. Anything could happen.
Scousers don't get knocked out.
I don't know, man. This has probably been the most back and forth fight for me because the power of Chandler and can Patty just counter Chandler and knock him out and get him out of here? And if it's to go to the cards, what are these? I don't know, man. Who do you got for this fight?
It's weird. I've loved the way that the UFC has brought along Patty.
They've done it very strategic.
Been very smart with the opponents, with the time they've taken. Honestly, like they haven't rushed him. Biggest name he's fought in is, I mean, King Green, I guess, unless you think Tony was a bigger name at the time. I mean, they're kind of similar with the times that he fought them at in their career.
The times that they fought, you guys hear this man, right?
Yeah, like
calm
it's
down. Don't get mad.
and I mean, and honestly too, like he showed me after the what was it, the Gordon? The Gordon fight was one that I thought he lost.
Yeah.
That I thought he clearly lost by decision. Yeah. But he's bounced back, and the Green fight was big.
That was huge, man.
Chandler, Chandler's another one, man. This card is full of people that I just feel like it's time to just really have a talk about them. And like I don't see Chandler any different, man. Like I think Chandler is always going to be a great fighter at 55. I think he's always going to be a good name as long as he wants to be. I think he's always going to give you a good fight. He just did that with Oliveira in November. That was, I mean, I thought Charles smoked him, and I thought that Chandler had those, obviously the moments of the fight were those two big slams at the end where he, it showed that he obviously didn't give a shit. That he was just like, nope, I'm here for the fans. I want to make it fun for the fans, and we're gonna slam. It's like, dude, you already lost. Like, what do you mean? This is nothing. 2-4 in his last 6 in his UFC career. One of the wins was Tony Ferguson. Okay, we know what
And
that Tony Ferguson was too,
knocking out Dan Hooker. That's the only 2
and
wins, guys.
in the debut,
In
which
the
was
debut.
an electric. I remember that Chandler was like, "Whoa,
Yeah, that was crazy.
we might have something here," and I think we do, and I think it's a lot like I I I look at Chandler and Gaethje very similar, except I actually like Gaethje. I don't care for Chandler or his black children. Uh, and I'm black. It's okay.
He's black,
It's
guys.
okay, guys.
The comment with the commenters. This guy's racist.
No, I think that they're both guys that are really exciting fighters, and that whoever you put them across, you're going to get the best out of their opponent, and B, you're going to get a good fight and a fun fight. Uh, I don't think that's going to be any different here, but I do think that it's like I think it's finally the setup for Patty to be like, okay, now I see that him and Armin have been talking a lot, chatting a lot the last like week or two. That's entertaining to me. I think that's kind of fun. I think that would be a really fun call out, honestly, and a really fun next fight to kind of see where both of them are at, honestly, because I think Patty wins this similar to excuse me, to like he just fights smart. I think he just has a game plan, and when Chandler either can't figure it out, can't do anything about it, or can't bait Patty into a firefight, which is ultimately what Chandler is going to want because that's where he's comfortable. It's just throwing him. That's what's funny about the Charles fight. Like the point to the girl, like, come on, listen, like, what, you stupid? No, I'm not gonna do that. Like, especially after seeing what happened. No. Um, so yeah, I think when nothing ends up working for Chandler, he just has to resort to throwing bombs and winging bombs. I think the only thing that makes me nervous is 5 rounds. That's it. That's the
Yeah.
only thing we haven't seen Patty's gas tank like that. But eventually you're gonna have to go there, kid. So it's really weird for me because I've never liked Bryce Mitchell, but I think he's gonna win. I've been vocal about how I don't like Patty and don't think he's that great, but I've also paid attention and he has grown. He's become a good 55er. Like I can't deny that. And I think this is gonna be the real like highlight win of his career so far, even if I think this fight has potential too to kind of be what a lot of casuals will call like boring or whatever, just because it might not live up to
I think it
the
can look like that too.
fireworks. But I think ultimately you'll come out of it looking like when you watch the post fight show, the analysts are gonna be like, yo, Patty like looked great. He was incredible. He fought a great fight. And that's ultimately what matters.
Because again, the UFC signed Patty when he was like 25 years old,
Yep.
a kid. If you
Killing
guys want to
cage
say that.
warriors over there. Like,
Exactly.
yeah.
And I think him at 30 years old, him having newborn kids, twins, actually, congrats on that.
That's been a big thing to watching him this week.
The motivation,
Bruh, he's the maturity seems like it's different now. Like it's
yeah.
way different than it used to be.
So we could see probably the most motivated Patty that we have ever seen. So that's another angle here, guys.
Gosh, he might make me a fan on Saturday. I hate that.
I'm kind of looking forward to if he does win the post the interview after, because he usually does give some good interviews after.
And you know what I will say I like about him? I do like that he can sell a fight. I love that he's mouthy as shit. But I like that after fights, he is very humble. Like while still talking his shit,
Yeah,
he's still respectful and humble. And the fact that he like as much as like I'm so fucking glad that Meatball I'll never have to watch her fight
oh
again.
Molly.
Like I'm beyond so glad she's
Did
done.
you see what she said?
Oh God,
That
what?
she changed the game. She had changed MMA for what she has done. And,
Like
what?
for British women
I
from the
hope
Liverpool
I hope you're talking
area,
about the Liverpool area
like
or
because
wherever
that's
you're
about
from,
it.
because
For
I'm
Scouser women, like for what? Like what are you talking about? You're trash.
the moment of you
Terrible.
having the belt in the octagon should have never happened. I don't know where.
Oh my gosh, I remember. Oh my god.
That's the
God.
moment, brother. That's the moment for.
God.
She somehow got the belt after a victory and was holding
That's
around the
crazy.
octagon after beating a nobody.
The best thing about Molly McKay was the fact that like we could get quotes from
Oh
Patty
boy.
about her. Uh and that was always really cool. The fact that it's like, oh yeah, he comes off as like kind of like a dick, but like no, he's a really
I love the
seems like a
support.
genuinely good
Yeah.
dude. And yeah, I look forward to and I hope that he gets the big star turn, even bigger, like than he already has. And gosh, man, I don't know. I look forward to the Conor McGregor tweet that's making fun of Michael Chandler after he loses, because Lord knows he's going to slip that in there.
So let me ask you
Like,
this: if Islam decides to go fight Bilal, and Ilya is somehow waiting for Islam the fight that he was promised by the UFC,
uh,
does a Patty versus Ilya
no,
doesn't do it for you?
no.
Mm.
Ilya smokes everyone at
I think
55
so
except
too.
for like I think Charles, Islam, and I have trouble finding a third. Like if Armin can wrestle him the right way, maybe. But like I got Ilya smoking everyone at 55 or 45. 45 clear.
Ooh.
45, I don't think nobody's messing with him at 45. 55, I would like to see how he carries the weight, but I don't think it's going to be an issue because at
I don't think it
45
is
he
either.
was big.
Yeah.
So like
That man looks thick at 155 when he fight Herbert.
I do think though. I mean, again, I hope they don't waste the Charles fight, and I hope Charles doesn't give in.
That's
I mean, unless they're offering him a crazy amount of
and
money.
Ilya versus Charles.
Yeah.
That's the fight I'm hoping that gets announced.
Why, man? That's like Protez and IMG now. Why are we wasting it? There should be a belt on the line for that. Like that deserves a
Oof.
belt. The winner of that deserves to have a belt around their
Oof.
waist after that fight. That's why I don't want to see that first. I don't want to see either Ilya possibly come to 55 and lose his debut, because I think that's one of the only two people. I think if you do give him Islam first, I think Islam gets him out of there. I think Islam is I think he's so nasty, man.
I think so too.
I don't even like him like that, but I think he's so like the thought of Patty versus or Chandler versus Islam. It's disgusting.
They don't even sound right.
It's disgusting. He's so many levels
Put some damn respect on the man's name.
above 55. Like even Charles, like I hate to admit it, but even Charles, man, like he showed it already. Like he
Yeah.
is so no one at 55. Like Patty, he wins and I give him Dan Hooker. I don't know. Hooker's still out. Like give him someone in that,
Ooh.
like give him someone in that range. Give him Armin, like I said, since they've been yapping at each other, and then that warrants at least the next fight, whoever wins, saying, "Hey, I deserve to be in the title shot conversation." But if you try to sell me Ilya versus Patty, all that tells me is, oh yeah, that's just Ilya's warm up for a title shot.
Or what if the warm up shot is a Gaethje versus Ilya?
Now I'm here for that. I think that's a great fight. I think that's a better fight. I think that's a lot more fun fight, but I also think that Ilya sleeps him.
Absolutely.
I think he sleeps him inside of like 3 or 4. Like, yeah.
All right, guys. So for the co-main event, my pick is Patty the Baddie Pimblett, and my favorite bet for this is I see the plus 240 for Patty to win by TKO.
Oh,
and Chandler is plus 275 is what I'm saying on ESPN right now to win by KO as well. Again, you know how I feel about how I worry about the chin of Patty staying up like that.
Yeah.
I think either of those are.
I have them both. They're both 250 on Caesars.
Okay.
Either way, if the fight ends in a knockout, plus 250.
Oh, okay. That might be the bet, yeah.
Uh, Pa- Patty by decision plus 700. Chandler by decision plus 500. Patty by sub plus 190. That is the favorite of method of result. Is
That's
Patty
insane.
by sub. So I think he's going to sub him out.
Yeah, it's like if Charles hasn't done it, I
That
don't know.
right? Like that's that's kind of the
Dude,
proof in
Bronx
the
had
pudding
the
right
back.
there.
Dude, Bronx had
Like,
the back of Chandler and still couldn't get that.
yes, yes.
I can't get around behind the submission.
No, I'm with you.
All right, man. The main event for UFC 314, we have Alexander the Great Volkanovski versus Diego Lopez. Brazil and Mexico, stand up, baby.
Or if you're Yair, just Brazil stand up. Jackass.
Oh man, so again, I kind of went back and forth on this a little bit. I think Volkanovski took a really healthy layoff away from the sport. He was able to rest, heal the chin that he has been exposed for the last two fights, and I think he's getting his rest over. I think it's been a year now since he has last fought,
February 2024.
and I think he's going to look good in this fight. I think Volkanovski is energized. The chin has healed up. I think Volkanovski can put together a good performance. Again, with the Ilya fight, he was touching up Ilya before Ilya landed that. I was kind of getting worried for Ilya before that knockout because Alexander he was sticking and moving, and I think Ilya just kind of had a hard time catching him before it all just changed. And I think this could look similar. I feel like I think Volkanovski just could. I hope Volkanovski gets back to that Volk before the belt where he was mixing in takedowns and using his wrestling more. This man fell in love with the striking in his hands, which is great. And I think it worked for Max, but he's fell in love with that style. And I think he needs to get back to the wrestling, man. Like against him and I think it was Faber or something or Aldo.
The Aldo fight.
Like he mixed it up. He was an MMA masterclass
Absolutely.
before the belt. And I hope we can see that on Saturday. But what I've seen from Diego Lopez in this time that he's been in the UFC, this man is a berserker, a brawler. I think my favorite performance from Lopez so far is that knockout that he has over Sadiq Youssef because I haven't seen anyone knock out Youssef like that, like to make Youssef look like that. And for people who don't know Sadiq like that, like, yeah, man, that's pretty impressive to me. But
that was the uppercut one too, where he
yeah,
did it twice. He did it, knocked him out like twice. Yeah.
And I know what he did against Brian Ortega, but I don't hold Brian Ortega in high standard in 2024.
Oh no! Oh,
I think Brian Ortega is.
that hurt my heart to hear you say that out loud.
I think Brian Ortega is kind of.
Oh, not T City.
No, not in 2024. No. No, I hold that knockout over Youssef in high regard. I go the Dan Ige.
Yeah, the short. And let's be real too. Like as much as we give Ige credit,
that was
impressive. It was short notice for Lopez too, man.
A few hours notice for
like
Diego Lopez.
4 or whatever, 5. Like it was a short notice for both guys. Like so,
and Ige,
give him his credit too.
And Dan Ige probably was weighing around like 180 or something. Who knows? Like I know the weight was insane, but Diego Lopez still held his own. I know people worry about the 5-round cardio for Diego Lopez.
Yes.
I think he's going to be okay. I'm not too worried about the cardio. I can't just worry about. I think the pace of Volkanovski can worry me a little bit more than the 5-round 25 minutes. But again, Volkanovski is still 36 years old, which may not seem old to you, but at featherweight, at this lower weight, at 36 years old, kind of like how we said with the reflexes of like Jim Miller and Darren Elkins kind of going out. There's a lot of miles on Alexander Volkanovski at this age and where he's at in this stage in his career. I just think Diego Lopez is just he could muscle him around and just kind of have his way with Volkanovski. grappling. I know Islam had the back of Volkanovski and wasn't able to lock up a submission, but I think Diego Lopez is a little bit in a different class when it comes to his grappling and jiu-jitsu. Um, and with T City having that deep submission on Volkanovski in that title fight, where Alexander Volkanovski somehow got out of that. What was it like an arm triangle or something like that?
In which fight? Sorry.
The Ortega fight where he almost submitted.
Oh yeah, where he almost took the belt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've seen
Oh yeah.
we've seen Alexander Volkanovski in these deep submissions before. Yes, he got out of them, but
Yeah.
what if Diego Lopez was to lock that shit up? What if? I think Diego Lopez kind of has his way in this fight. I think Volkanovski looks good early, but I could see Diego Lopez coming on and kind of just being a bruiser in this fight a little bit more, having his way, muscling him around the octagon. Um, Give me Diego Lopez. I see him at even money, but you could probably get him at an underdog price somewhere.
I'll give you numbers across the board on him. A lot everywhere I have for the most part has him at plus money. Bet
Okay.
online overseas has him plus 124.
Okay.
DraftKings plus 120. Circa plus 125, and then with Caesars I have him at plus 122.
So I'm going to take the underdog here in Diego Lopez. I think the value on Diego Lopez in this fight is just too good to pass up. And the skill set, and just I think he just wants this more. He's hungry for this title. I know Alexander Volkanovski has said that he wants his belt back, but where is the hunger at for Volk that has been there, done that? Um, yeah, give me just a hungry Brazilian Mexican Diego Lopez. I'm gonna take Diego Lopez. Um, I'm gonna do it by submission.
I'm gonna be quick. Look, uh I'm with you. I have a couple bets that I'm gonna sprinkle across this
Ooh,
fight. One of them I've already placed. When you alerted me to the number, I got it at plus 250. I put a unit on it. Lopez by knockout.
nice.
One that I'm also gonna put that uh, you just said. I'm gonna put a unit on it. Lopez by submission plus 550.
God dang.
Plus 550 on Caesars. I'm also taking the under 3.5 at plus 115. And I'm taking Diego Lopez plus 122, just money line period. Because I think that they're giving away free money. I think that Volk has been on some real goofy shit this week, fight week. His head has been so far away from the fight. He's making music videos. He's being a cook. He's kicking it.
Oh,
He has done so much weird shit that, like, I know he likes to do the characters, and I'm the old man. Like, I feel like that shit is starting to compensate for the fact that you ain't got it no more. He has taken 2 knockouts. He I think his eagerness and not understanding when to take a break. I think that Elia moving up to 45 is the best thing that could happen to Volk's legacy at 45, because I think the longer he sticks around, the more he's going to do damage to it, because he's just going to start stacking L's. And they're not just going to be L's. I feel like they're going to be like very vicious, very like think the end of Chuck Liddell's career, right?
oh,
Where for the longest he was the GOAT of '05, and this is way back. A lot of people don't even know who Chuck Liddell is. They're listening because y'all are new here.
you know that guy
Y'all got here during the pandemic with the haircut.
the guy who does this.
Yeah, the haircut. He used to have on the cold trunks.
Oh yeah,
I did like his
the blue
trunks
and white
with the ice on him,
yeah.
like the icicles on him. Like, but he was that guy.
And
And then everyone caught up, and then everyone got younger. And then it was like, oh, what you do really is, and this is a little different, but like the end of Iceman's career, you look at it, it's like, holy shit. Not only was he losing, but he was getting up,
slept.
and it was nasty. I think the longer Volk sticks around, the longer he kind of turns into the Iceman, and the longer we kind of look back and almost, I think a lot of people do a disservice to what his career was because of how it ended, much like Chuck Liddell, because I do a disservice to his career because all I think about is how it ended. I don't think about and the fact that I like Tito more than him. Uh, I think Volk gets ran through, man. I think Lopez is a monster. I think Lopez is going to look like he's in a different division than Volk. Uh, and I get that Volk has fought up. He gave Islam all he wanted. Doesn't that fight feel like it was like 20 years ago
I
now?
know, right?
Like that's a totally different. Like we were talking in the rematch about how Volk could beat Islam, and now we're like, I'm like Volk is washed, and Islam is on a different. Like he's in a different
Just
galaxy than
move
everybody
fast,
else.
brother.
It's wild, man. Yeah, there's no. Give me Lopez. Give me Lopez with the finish in under 3.5 rounds.
So let me just double down real quick. Like when you look at who Alexander Volkanovski has fought, even before the belt,
It's crazy.
even when he had the belt, he hasn't fought many talented grapplers.
Uh-huh.
And when he did with Brian Ortega, he was almost subbed.
It was almost
It was
prophecy fulfilled finally for
even
Two
after that
City.
clip, even after he escaped that whatever submission, he almost got caught in another submission after that. And then Islam, even though that first fight, Islam, that was a great decision win for Islam, but Islam had Volkanovski's back and he had his way in the grappling department. And Islam, I know he's known for his wrestling and the grappling is coming along and the submission and stuff like that, but like someone as talented as Lopez, I think he's going to find that way to getting these positions, the grappling positions over Volkanovski. I think he's going to sub Volkanovski, man.
I'm with you. I'm with you 100%,
And this
man.
man has never been subbed in his career until Saturday, so that's what I think.
Again, my man he's fought 30 times, he only lost 4 times.
Crazy,
2 of them are to Islam. Like and one is to Ilya.
crazy.
Like there's no denying he is the greatest 45er ever. It's
Talk
just
it.
the ending of it
You might get ugly, guys.
is already trending ugly with back-to-back losses, and it could be a third in a row in another nasty way. And yeah, it sucks because like you just said, it moves fast.
It does.
So it could be really quickly that, like we just said, his resume is crazy, but also like in 3-4 years, Lopez could end up with a crazy resume too. We're just like, yeah, Volk, who you remember that guy that used to have 45 that dressed up like an old man and shit, like that weirdo? Yeah, yeah, he used to be good too. Just like we talk about the guy that had the Chinese tattoos on the side of his head with the mohawk and the ice shorts and shit. Like, yeah.
You know what, Alexander? I think it's weird I just call him Alexander instead of Volk. That was very weird for me.
I mean, you know.
But brother, like your YouTube channel is doing great. I think you with the cooking show and all that, I think you got something going on outside of the cage. I think you have some money where you can dip your foot into other stuff. And you still have a great personality. But this end of your career at 145 could look a bit rocky, brother.
And that's where my issue is. I think that his head is in all those other places. He's doing a lot more of that this week than I've seen him doing.
We've seen it with Izzy. We've seen it with his friend Izzy, man.
And that's cool. And again, like you said, it's cool. And there's gonna be. I'm glad because what I thought and what you kind of heard was the issue with taking the fights so free and never taking a break and stuff was that he was like, well, I don't know what to do with myself. Like I'm a fighter. This is what I do. This is all I know how to do. Now he has the outlet after fighting. He can look at like because that's always the issue with professional athletes, right? It's like, well, you're retired by the time you're 35 to 40 years old. You still have a whole life left after that. What are you going to do? Now he's kind of figured that out. So now it might be even more comfortable to be like, yeah, you know what? If I do get scorched, I can lay the gloves down, or I can tell Dana,
move up,
feed me someone easy too. Just give me one last fight and feed me someone, and then I'll be done with it.
What if he loses and decides he doesn't want to cut weight anymore? Just decides to go up
to 55.
I mean,
You think he's Frankie? Can you imagine him with the killers at 55?
It might get ugly, but if he doesn't want to cut the weight,
Volk versus Gaethje? Like what? All right, you know what? You want to sell me on that? You want to sell me on that? Here's how you do it. Volk, you lose by submission, hopefully at plus 550. Okay, so we can cash out. Have a great Saturday night because I'm off Sunday. All right. Patty, you beat Chandler. Volk, you want to move your ass up to 55? Let Patty smoke your ass. Let Patty beat the shit out of you real quick. And we all went, but no, I can't. I think this weekend ends with Volk's retirement. Win, lose, or draw, honestly, because the most brilliant thing that could happen would be Volk wins and it's just like, yeah, I'm done. And Dana would be furious. Like this 45 division, these mother like that would be a storybook, right? But I think either way, like he's either done or it's one more fight that on paper is a layup that, you know, preferably you can do down in Perth or something the next time you go down. And in the meantime, yeah, bro, go dress up as an old man, go cook, go hang out with what's her name, Nina Drama, whatever the fuck. Go kick it, go do whatever. Like, but the days of title contender Volk after this, nah, man, I think that's a wrap, dude.
Yeah. We may see just a similar path to him with Izzy, how Izzy went out. So
yeah, except Volk's not a fraud.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Any chance I can get, man, call that dude a fraud. I'm gonna take it.
Yeah, guys, that is the final picks episode and our best bets for UFC 314. Last, I'm going to go through these picks again. So the final picks are Nora Kano, Marco Tulio, Suma Durchi, Olechechuk, Erosa, Chase Hooper, Jan Daroba, Woodson, Nikita Krylov, we have Gene Silva. I got a Patricia Pitbull, underdog number 1, Patty Pimblitz, and they have Diego Lopez, dog number 2. This could all just flip on its head. We could have like 6 underdogs come through tomorrow on Saturday.
Look,
who knows?
This card is gonna be fun, man.
It's yeah. If you're betting on this, good luck to you guys.
Dude, if you're betting on this, have a blast with it. Have some fun with it.
Yeah.
Because there's some potential to have some, like, if you're just not already locked in on fights, the potential with some of these bets and the big numbers on these props and ways of victory, just Earl it a little bit. Just sprinkle it a little bit.
They're
and you can have so much fun with these fights. Like, you could, hypothetically, you could sprinkle both ways for finishes and just sit back and cover yourself enough that you win a little bit of something no matter what. And you just root finishes all night. Like,
they're finally giving us lines that we could work with for a big card, and you could easily parlay 2 fighters, 2 legs. Don't go crazy, guys.
That's it.
You can go 2 legs and still have a nice little
you don't need
payday.
a bunch of 5 and 7 teamers on this
you
card.
2 leggers.
Like, you can stack up through the night even on plus numbers. Like, it is.
Yeah, man.
There's a lot of potential in this card for money making and for just entertainment and a fun card and a really fun coked out Chael Sonnen post fight. Because you know that's what I love, man. You know I love Chael coked out with the shades on indoors. And he's in Miami.
In Vice City, baby. Oh yeah, you know they got
Chael gonna be on a good one, man. I'm here for it, man.
Thank you guys for just checking us out today. If you guys want to leave some love in the comment section just for the algorithm, we greatly appreciate that. Like the video, hit the sub button if you're watching this and listening to this on Spotify. Hit the follow button and rank the podcast. I'll also get some viewers on this as well. Just want to thank Drew for stopping by and doing a final picks episode.
Good to be back. Good to be back.
This was definitely part of the best final picks episode that I've done. So this is great. But yeah, thank you guys again, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
Peace out.